Hi guys, Andrew Eggeroff from London, UK with another video update, and happy Easter to you all. I was going to make a video from the sunny park today, but unfortunately, Easter being Easter, it's pouring down with rain, it's overcast and it's cold, so I thought I'd make this video from the dryness and warmth of my dining room. Makes a change from the office. Anyway, I've got 4 or 5 points that I want to cover today. I'll try and keep this fairly brief because I know the last thing I want to do is watch someone on video rabbiting on about the internet. So, and same here, I want to sort of get back to my Easter eggs and things. Okay, the first question is basically a question I'm getting from a lot of people, particularly recently, which is, how is the recession affecting your business? The recession has had a huge impact on my business, and fortunately for me it's been all good impact, or great impact. Now it is upsetting and quite depressing speaking to people who are currently suffering within this economic climate. A lot of people I've spoken to recently have lost their work, or about to lose their work, or worried about things in the future, or worried about the economic climate for the next few years. Again, which is good for people like me and for people on my team, because this industry is just absolutely exploding. It's there's so many people jumping online for all sorts of things, let alone this business. Just everything seems to be going via the internet. And I've noticed, being in IT for the last 20 years, I've seen a massive impetus for companies to use the internet, or for people getting online. And I think the latest stat that I saw on the internet was, I think there's 1.5 billion people on the internet now, and that's up from, you know, a billion just a few short months, I think, in the last year or so anyway. But there's literally hundreds of millions of people jumping on the internet all the time. So yeah, again, I just wanted to point out that there's been a huge upswing in business over the last few months, particularly. It's just ever increasing, which is great for us. So that answers that question. The second question is more of a general question with regards to automation and what the benefits are of having automation. Well, the benefits for me and for this particular industry, or this business, is that I've only really noticed in the last 3 months, for example, that the benefits of having an automated email system, for example. I couldn't handle the amount of calls that come through, the amount of queries that come through, if it wasn't for an automated system. In the old days, if someone sent you an email and they wanted to subscribe to your list, you had to send an email back manually and keep track of who's done what and whatever. But with this automated system we've got set up, we've got a huge list of emails or email addresses that we send out to on a regular basis. Things go out every day, so when someone subscribes, they'll start getting emails from us on a regular basis, and that's something we can just keep track of. It doesn't take hours and hours and hours of a day to keep track of, and it's absolutely fantastic. For example, I wouldn't be able to make this video, submit it to YouTube, for example, and then send an email out to all my members with just a few mouse clicks saying there's a new video to watch. You know, please come and have a look. I couldn't do that manually without this sort of system. So in answer to that question, the benefits of automation are extremely important, and it does help to make this system, you know, quite automated, and it does free up a lot of your time. Which brings me to sort of my third point, which I'm getting a lot of queries from you members about how to get started. The more the technical details about how to get started. Now, I won't deny, it is a steep learning curve when you first jump on, depending on how much IT experience you have. But it's not overly complicated. It's not overly difficult to get online and to start doing things. The key thing about starting this business is not to give up. You just keep plugging away at it day by day, and you will get it. It's not difficult. There's millions of people doing it already, so it's not difficult. And it helps having a mentor like me, for example, who's, you know, fortunately for me, I've had 20 years experience in IT, so I've been using the internet for years. But again, it's not difficult. Just don't give up. Just keep trying. The key thing is to just keep doing a little bit every day. And that's, funnily enough, that's why the internet works. With Google, for example, Google and search engines and the internet in general prefer to have organic growth, as in they prefer to see people doing a little bit every day, just an article here, an article there, a little bit of work done every day. That's how it builds up. You don't expect to build this business overnight, because it is definitely a slow and organic growth. And that's the only way to do it. It's like, I liken it to planting a seed. You're not going to water a seed and expect it to turn to an oak tree overnight. You need to water it every day, and eventually you'll grow into something huge and massive, and that will be just a massive thing. So and on top of that, I'm going to start making some video tutorials which will go into the details that particular members are asking about, how to set up autoresponders, how to set up a web page quickly, how to set up Google Analytics, how to set up AdWords. And once you've seen these things, and once you've done them once, it is a very simple process. You can duplicate it, and the key thing is actually do it, because once you do it, you'll be surprised at how simple it is. There's not a black art to it. It's not mysterious or difficult to learn. It's you really just need to get in there and do it. Which sort of brings me to my fourth point, which is quite a number of members and new prospects are asking me, what resources do I personally use? Members of my team already have access to the resources and a lot of the videos that are useful in getting things started, and you can learn a lot just from the free resources out there. So I can also show you the resources that I personally use. I mean, the one thing you will come across, and that you will realise when you jump onto this business, is there is a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of information that you need to get through. And I mentioned that in my guide that hopefully you've downloaded and read. That there's a lot of overload, and you have to sort of blinker yourself or shut your mind out to a lot of the rubbish that's out there and just focus on a few key things. So I've gone through that process. I've gone through and picked out a few things that I think are fantastic to use, and that's the philosophy I use. If I was to follow every single course or every single article out there written about how to do things, I'd go mad. So you just focus on a few key things. Pick whatever company you like that focuses on things like SEO or MLM marketing or creating websites or whatever, and just focus on those and just learn how to do it. I mean, because there's a lot of it's covering the same stuff no matter who you go through. They all, websites are built in a certain way. There's certain ways to do AdWords, there's certain ways to do this, there's certain ways to do that. But like I said, you just need to jump in there, pick whoever you like to do it or to show you to do it, and just learn it. That's all you need to do. As I've mentioned before, I'm easily accessible, and if you need to talk to me about the stuff that I use or whatever, then just give me a call, and I can lead you through it and recommend the things that I use, or recommend the techniques and the strategies that I use, and that way you'll kick on and get things going. And my last point is basically thanks to all the people who have called me or have spoken to me over the last 6 months, but particularly over the last 2 or 3 months. It's been absolutely great. And that's the key thing for me, which is really driving home the longer I stay in this business and the busier it gets, is that the difference for me is that I used to go and do work in the city 9 to 5, 5 or 6 days a week, and I'd be going away, do my job, earn money, and that was it. But there was no sort of thank you, there's no recognition for what I did. But in this business, I'm talking to people, and I'm actually seeing that my actions and my experience and my recommendations and my mentoring that I'm doing is actually making a change to people's lives, and it's absolutely fantastic to see. And that for me is far and away the most important thing for me. It's not the time freedom I'm getting, it's not the money I'm getting, it's being able to help people and making a change to their lives, and it's absolutely fantastic. So that's it. I think that's my last point. That's it for now. I hope you have a great Easter, and I'll speak to you guys shortly. And don't forget, if you need to ask me any questions, give me a call. I'm on the phone, I'm on Skype, I'm on email. I've got my contact details plastered everywhere on my internet sites and things, so hopefully you shouldn't have too much trouble finding me. If you do, then I'm doing something wrong. As I said before, have a great Easter, and I'll speak to you guys shortly. Thank you very much. Bye for now.